Welcome to my mini series. We're going to be using those pieces of ephemera that we made in the 30-day ephemera challenge. And we're going to make a little journal. I'm going to show you how I am going to use these pieces of ephemera. Let's craft together. Hi, Best Buds. It's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you joined me today. We have all those pieces of ephemera, and I'd like to put them into a small little journal. I went around and around trying to decide what did I want to use for my cover. I decided let's just keep it simple. So I decided on a piece of cardstock. I folded it so I have 1/4 of an inch spine, and then I sewed a little bit around the edge, just so it would give it a little bit of decoration. If you don't have a sewing machine, remember that technique that I showed you in one of the pieces of ephemera that we made together? Take your pen and just draw around your cover a couple of times. It will give it a very similar look. Then I took my sponge with my distressed ink, tea-dyed color, and I colored around the edge and the folds of my cardstock cover. I also wanted to keep the pages of the journal to be simple. Now, I do have a digital for my first page, and I folded up the end just a little bit for a little tuck spot. This is the only page that's a digital. These other pages are dyed pages. There's a pink one and a very, very pale green one. And then I added a pink envelope. Now, I did line the inside of my envelope, and I just wanted a little bit of variation. I didn't want all the pages to be the same size. I put a little bit of that coffee dyed tracing paper, a yellow dyed paper, another one of the envelopes, another coffee dyed tracing paper, and some blue colored paper with some coffee splatters on top. So total here I have, counting the cover, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 18 pages total. I've gone through my stash and I've selected a few that work well together. Because I made these on different days, I used different papers. I wanted this journal to blend together, and that's why I decided to use different colored pages so that my different colored pieces of ephemera I could work in on these different colored pages. Now that I know exactly what I want for my pages and my cover, I want to sew these all together. I do like to work in a journal whose pages have already been stitched into the cover. I am going to leave a long tail after sewing my signature in so we can add some beautiful beads. I've shown sewing in a signature so many times on my channel, but I thought I should include that I always use this little trick. You take a piece of scrap paper about 1 inch wide and as long as your journal. You want to fold it in half the long way and then in half again and give that a crease, and then one more time, creasing that well. When you open up your little piece, where the folds have intersected, you add a dot. And this is how I get my holes for sewing in my signature evenly spaced without worrying about any math. After you paper clip your pages into your cover, you place the sheet in the center of your journal and paper clip it in. The holes show you exactly where you're going to place your awl to put a hole. Now this is a simple pamphlet stitch, but I do love this stitch. It's very easy and it holds your journals in so very nicely. Now when it comes to measuring the material you're going to use to sew your journal pages together, I like to use book paging thread. It is lightly waxed and I find mine on Amazon. I measure my booklet 3 times. But if I'm going to add dangles onto the end of my signature thread, I measure 4. This is going to be plenty, but I always like to have more than I need than not enough, especially when I'm sewing on beads and bubbles. With the simple pamphlet stitch, you start by going from the top, the inside of your journal, through the hole, and then select one of the other holes. So you're going to be coming up from the bottom or the outside, and then you move over to the other hole, you go through, and then you're going to be coming back up through the center hole. Now, after you've ended up looking like this, you want to make sure that one thread is on one side of that center thread and the other thread is on the other side, and tie a double knot. But before I do that, I want to even up my ends of my thread. Place the 2 ends together and lightly pull. With our pages all sewn into our little journal, we can begin adding our pieces of ephemera. Do you remember making the page edges? That's what I want to use for decorating the front of my journal. I also thought, how am I going to keep my journal closed with the tie? I'm thinking I might want to add my tie before I add my page edge. And do you remember the index cards and the book pages? I'm going to tuck that right on the front. I think that's a beautiful journal cover. Very simple. We've already decorated our cover. But let me see about what shall we do about a tie closure. I have some sari silk here. If I add this, I might have to iron it, but if I add it on my cover underneath my little page edge and glue it on to my cover, then I'll be able to still slip this underneath. And then if I give myself enough of my sari silk to wrap around, I could tie the bow on this side. And I think this blue looks beautiful with my decoration on my tag here. That's why I chose this beautiful periwinkle blue. I dampened my sari silk, and that will help take out a lot of the wrinkles. And then I'll just iron my little piece here so that it will lay flat on my cover. My sari silk is all beautifully ironed. Now my sari silk comes from Crimson Heart Studios. So I'll bring in my cover, and I really need to make sure I have enough sari silk to wrap around my journal, and it's going to probably get kind of large because we're going to be adding our pieces of ephemera on each page. Well, on quite a few pages at least. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to turn out. And the reason why I'm wondering is because I'm going to need to glue this down. I could go ahead and decorate all the other pages and then add the closure on, and then I would know exactly how much sari silk I'm going to need on either side. So I think that might be my best choice. So with that said, we'll set our 2 pieces aside. including our beautiful iron sari silk, and we'll continue on to the inside cover. Now I have something in mind for the inside covers, both front and back. Oh, and here they are, right here. These were the index and book page pieces that we made. I see this right here as an inside front pocket. And this is why I chose this digital to be my front page. I just thought it really went well together. So let's get this glued on. Gluing only 3 sides will make it a perfect tuck spot. Using my art glitter glue and popping it into place. And now let's turn to the back inside cover. And I'll be using this one to decorate this page. Well, I'm loving how we've already made our cover. We've sewn in our pages and we've added some of our pieces of ephemera. We have decided on the decoration of our front cover and how we're going to keep it all closed. Tomorrow, we'll be adding more of our pieces of ephemera on our pages in our beautiful journal. I hope that you have enjoyed the first part of our mini-series. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.